out here in Chicago, it is 1 p.m. Central, which means wherever it is in your time of whatever neck of the woods you're in, we are going to go over the Friday reviews, right? The Friday comment section of what I want to do and as many platforms as I can. I'm going to go through social media, Facebook, all that kind of stuff, and answer your Q&A questions up front. In the beginning, don't forget, if you're new to the channel, subscribe, Wing Chun. There's a ton of videos out there showing my skill set, my history, my past, all that kind of stuff. Also, if you're loving the content, hit that thanks button. You're going to see a thanks button on our videos. Hit that thanks button. Show some love. Your support gives us more opportunity to continue to do this. Let's do this the right way. I want to go over last week's live, and I want to see what comments were there so I can answer those for this week. Where is my library? Oh, sorry. Give me a second. I'm navigating my own damn page here. Appreciate you guys logging on. We do this every Friday now, 1 p.m. Central, noon. I don't know, where. Just try to make it in the middle of the day for everybody to wind up enjoying this one. Damn, how did I get all these on there? Wow, that's ridiculous. All right, here's a live review from last week. Let me look at comments. Comments from last week. Nicola from Denmark. I appreciate you watching from Denmark, man. Brandon L. Hawk, this is from last week's live, asks, he was trying to say Dan's students. Oh, this is from the Dan Locke video. In one of the videos that I did on structure, Brandon was kind enough to say that Dan Locke tried to duplicate what I did, and he didn't make it look that good. All right. Bill Murray, here's a good question. Is it true that redirecting energy is more of a grappling than striking thing? Let's break that down for a second. And remember, I like doing these videos without demonstration because it's theater of the mind, right? When we talk, you're forced to conceptualize what I'm saying and visualize in your mind if you can make it work. So what's a strike? A strike is an attack on any part of your enemy, right? I don't care if you're attacking, their arm. I don't care if you're attacking their head, their sternum, their ribs, their knees. Your job is to transfer energy from you. If I'm over 225, I want to put 225 multiplied 4 times 4, so the delivery I'm putting into an enemy, in a strike, right? Redirection is not a strike. So I think, Bill, you're answering your own question. I honestly think, yeah. Bong Sao is a perfect example, right? An incoming attack comes in. Bong Sao is forced. We don't put Bong Sao out. We're forced into Bong Sao to redirect the attack, right? So therefore, I don't think that that redirection is a striking energy. I just did a video the other day talking about Pak Sao. Our Pak Saos don't parry. We don't. They jiggle. Yeah, there you go. Try the veal. I'll be here all fucking weekend. They don't parry. They attack. But we attack into the core. So I just did a video about that. Bill, I think it's a great statement. It's true that redirecting energy is more of a grappling and striking thing. I will think so. I will think so. Like you could see, obviously our anatomies are all the same, right? If you look at some Aikido movement, that's a redirective art. Very simple. They've got something that looks like a Bong Sao in it. How is it applied versus how we would apply it? Let's see what else. I'm going to finish up your statement here, Bill. But from what I've seen of experience in the real world against common thugs and riffraffs, good word, striking and grappling tend to blur really quickly, yeah, especially in close, tight paces like a bus, hallway, for example. It also loops back to what you were saying about sparring being game of tag. Bill, 100%, that's a great comment, and I'm glad you put that up there. I'm in a complete alliance with you. I think that if it's not a strike, right, and in my views, a punch and a push, they're meant to deliver energy, right, same thing. That's a strike. I think when you get to pushing, pulling, redirecting, I mean, even a lop sao is a redirection of energy when you think about it. You're grabbing an arm and you're pulling, you're redirecting. I think that's grappling. I do. So, Bill, very good on that. Let's go over some comments now. Let's go over to this and that. I'm going to start taking random comments up on here. Remember, I do this every Friday. You guys like this, hit that thanks button. Send us some monetary love and show us that you care about us. I'm going to start with this one. This is my favorite. I pinned this comment because this was my favorite one. Tim W. I have no idea who Tim W. And understand something, guys. I have to put up with comments that are troll comments, so you got to put up with my answers, right? Tim W., who has no video content out there whatsoever, who doesn't even have his full name, doesn't have a picture, we don't know who Tim is, comments on my video about how to develop Wing Chun power. Let's see your Wing Chun, with a G. I got to correct your error. Let's see your Wing Chun works in a real fight. If it doesn't, that's why you will never see him prove it. It doesn't, that's why you'll never see him prove it work under pressure in a ring or cage. Well, Tim, number one, thank you. You kind of proved the point on this. That is my favorite comment of all time. It's been on YouTube for over a decade now, and we've been getting this for years, right? Show us this in sparring, show us a video, show us this and that. No one will ever be happy. I've said it a million times. You could reincarnate the dead body of Bruce Lee, and you could wind up sticking him with a 22-year-old version of Mike Tyson, and Lee could stand there, and Tyson can throw a flurry, a barrage of full-body force punches at Lee, and Lee just sits there and swats with his finger, and it's completely legitimate, right? I mean, it's 100% pure, it's real, it's this. Tyson's hitting, he punches, and Lee just goes this, and people will still say, oh, well, that doesn't work. There's no scenario on the planet where somebody will sit back there and say, oh, I guess this works. So I don't take people like this seriously. I really don't. And here's my question too, Tim. You say, let's see your Wing Chun work in a real fight. You say real fight, but then you say in a ring or cage. Is that a real fight? Now, for those who are wondering, I've been a wrestler. I've done boxing matches. I've been in what you would call street fights. I was a police officer. Yeah, I've tasted my own blood many a times. I've had split lips, cracked noses. So I understand what that's all like, right? So don't be that guy. And Tim, I followed up with, I pinned the comment because it's my favorite, and Tim says, I've got lots of videos and students of me in tournaments, state, national championship, and lots of videos of people challenging me. You're talking about yourself when you said no video content to prove their martial arts works. I will send you videos and meet you anywhere and to say that you prove that my martial art works, but I know you won't because you're a pretender. I would have taken this bait years ago. I would have said, all right, we're in Palatine, Illinois. I'm going to email you a waiver, bring 2 people with you to carry you out when you're done. I just don't care anymore, to be honest. Okay, Tim, you're the bug, you're tougher than I am. Awesome, Tim. Have a great damn day. Appreciate that. Let's keep going down the comment list here. All right. This is from Yossi Comment on my video, Why I Don't Like Bruce Lee. When people say that Wing Chun has no X, Y, and Z, they're talking about the mainstream schools that are today. You mentioned that your Wing Chun is constantly evolving. Well, that's it. There's no Wing Chun when it evolves into something else like JKD. I'm going to give him direct, hang on. I have to pull this up right now because this was probably ultimately one of the best statements I had ever heard. I want to read this quote. Give me a second to find this, please, because I want to be respectful. I have to scroll back for a little bit. One of the best sayings I had ever heard about Wing Chun, and I want to read this 100% verbatim. My problem is when people still go back to Wing Chun or JKD you're still labeling it. And I've always wondered, how do we acknowledge that statements like that are right when you're still returning it into another statement, meaning another form, right? Wing Chun. So, somebody, this is from Sifu Keith Mosher. This is single-handedly, number one, his skill is awesome. I really like watching his stuff. This is This JKD is a license to teach Wing Chun. Excuse me, I'm gonna fuck this up. JKD is a license to teach without structure, formlessness. Wing Chun, when learned, is a license to be formless. When he wrote that, I went, that's it right there. That's it right there. I mean, when you ultimately boil down to it, Jeet Kune Do is an individual person's Wing Chun. It's just Jeet Kune Do got turned into a martial art form. So that's that. Moving on. I really want to get the criticized ones because I want to be able to answer those, right? Because I don't like taking the time to, what do you call it? Write back because it doesn't do justice. So that's why I'm doing these on Fridays, is to be able to answer you guys' questions. Oh, I don't want to go back to Bruce Lee video. Sorry, moving to something else. All right. All right. This is from my How to Beat Any Punch with Wing Chun. Oh, shit. Every time I pull it up, I can't get it. Why is that? I think I have this comment in my emails. Hang on. I appreciate you guys doing this. Remember, I'm going to do this every Friday. If you guys are enjoying this. Let's see. Where is my... I'll pull my comments up. Damn, I had a really great comment. I wanted to read it, but the problem is when I go to pull it up, that it winds up giving me an error feed. And it was about a prison guard who said he did not agree with the methodology of going forward. One of the biggest arguments that I'm seeing, I'm actually going on this video. I'm going to go on this video here. This is my video. I'm getting a lot of feedback on the how to stop any punch with Wing Chun. Let me look at your newer comments. A lot of people are, this is one thing too. Where the hell is this one? This is from Will Cunningham. Will Cunningham says there's a flaw in your concept. People don't stand still when you hit them. They very rarely throw one punch. There's too many variables. It depends on fitness, frame of mind, and intention. This is choreographing, not fighting. But what I said was a concept. How can there be, if there's flaws in techniques, there's flaws in execution, but there's no flaw in a concept? Well, it doesn't matter if somebody is standing in front of you and the concept is to go forward and to jam into somebody's space prior to them throwing a punch, because I had said that there's 3 stages every punch: infancy, adolescent, adult. Infancy, adolescent, adult. The concept is for you to jam in based on your timing and ability to judge someone else's timing at the most infant stage possible. So if you jam into somebody, take their space, yeah, variables are all over. You could take their balance, which would incapacitate their ability to throw 2 or 3 or 4 punches. Maybe your balance, you maintain your balance. Maybe you guys don't get on the ground. I don't know. There is no flaw in the concept. The concept is as is. And the concept for this was to negate the punch prior to it getting to its fullest extension or ability to wind up punching you. It's a concept. It's not a technique. So I'm sorry. You are incorrect on that your comment. All right. Kaisai. Oh, I hope I pronounce this right. Kaisai Films. Is that right? Kasai Films. Please don't take this as disrespect, but I'm going to ask you if you can create a companion video showing a real jab as a boxer. Arm length and speed are crucial elements not being shown here. 100%. 100%. As well as the stutter fake. Tyson Fury loves to do this, and Floyd Mayweather Jr. is imperceptible. It may be someone, if someone doesn't know how to fight, they may leave their arm out to trap. But a boxer will test the waters with the jab. Jab is a feeling arm. And if you attempt to trap it and fails, they'll set up a stutter fake and follow up with a straight. If that doesn't take the Wing Chun practitioner out, then the boxer will have lost due to closing the gap and close range of trampling. Always infinite respect. Another excellent. You are 100% correct. Thank you. Thank you for that. I appreciate that donation. Thank you so much. That was, oh gosh, I'm sorry. Hiram, I really appreciate that. Kaisai, I hope I pronounced it right. There is zero flaw with your comment. You said nothing inaccurate. I did a follow-up video on that Poxow where we don't parry, we attack in. I don't think anybody comes up in a street fight, and I love how we all like to talk about street fights. Street fights are ridiculous, right? Because people aren't out in the street brawling too much anymore. Fights come out of an ambush for the most part. Secondly, nobody wears a sign on their shirt that says, "Hey, I box. I'm a boxer. That's how I'm about to attack you." And then nobody says that they're going to stay in the rules. A boxer, who says they're going to box on the street? And we see far too many people throwing 6, 7, 8, 9 punches, landing, and people still land. They're still standing. They still go forward. The problem is what you are describing is as Light Burley says, the fantasy food that is being taught out there. This is why you won't see me spar, is because the context of what you're talking about, with so many other people want to see me spar over, implies that I remove how I would do Wing Chun, which is the gotcha game, right? Somebody steps in, I jab, I redirect, then I go to, oh look, my Wing Chun worked. No, I'm 47. I'm not in fully cardiovascular shape. I am going to take advantage of my strength, and I'm going to blow in, bull in a china shop, Wing Chun just bowl over you like a steamroller, right? I'm not going to take times it takes 2, 3, 4 jabs for you to feel the distance, set up the distance, and boom, just knock me out. I'm not going to do that. What you are talking about is common sense. See, your comment is based off of education and intelligence because you see far too many people teaching bullshit Wing Chun. The way that you wrote that comment, Wing Chun cannot beat a boxer that way. It can't, but that's how it's taught. So there's no need. Number one, you were not disrespectful at all. Number two, there's no need to create a companion video because it can't be done. It can't. When I use Carl, like Carl's taller than I am, longer reach, bigger than I am. For me to beat Carl or any of my other students whenever I do a demo is for me to beat them. Why would I put myself in a position to spar when that's not what my Wing Chun is? Wing Chun wouldn't work in the MMA. No, Wing Chun doesn't work in the MMA because fucking everybody wants to see it dumbed down into some sport context. It cannot work in the MMA because now you're taking, there's only two things that Wing Chun does, right? The strike or a redirection of energy, a stuffing of energy, if you will. We'll take trapping as jamming in energy or redirecting energy as the same thing. A jamming or redirecting of energy and a strike to accomplish a goal. Well, look at Wing Chun. You've got a Wing Chun Pak Sao or Bong Sao is meant to advance you to the next position. It's just not taught properly to work in the MMA because guys don't fucking teach it properly. Could I make it work in the MMA? No, I'm 47. No, I don't think so. Maybe if I had this skill set in my 20s, oh, yes, fucking 100%. There's no question. There's no question. But you get to that point where people are like, it doesn't work in the MMA because people don't want to see it work in the fucking MMA. They want to see it work they want to see it, if that makes sense. And those of us who know this art, know this bullshit, and we're tired of having this conversation, and we're tired of seeing Anderson Silva do a Pak and a half-ass Bong sound, go, oh, look, there's your Wing Chun. It's fucking stupid. Stupid. Ray, GSBRELCIK, can't pronounce that. Ray writes out on the same thing, same video. I use simple, intelligent technique that, of course, takes a lot of practice. Rather than just trying to beat the opponent to the punch, the very microsecond I see a strike coming, I use an extreme quick lateral or sidestep. This way, I am momentarily out of his range. However, if the guy adjusts rapidly, I have a backup plan. Instinctively covers up with the forearm closest to my opponent striking. I don't, Ray, no disrespect. What movie are you living on? When you, maybe you're an anomaly and you are the god of fighting. You can't talk to people this way or teach them this way, because now you're teaching people to have a set rule of what they must do in a circumstance. If a person throws a jab, you don't know if a person's going to throw it. What do we think? We think that boxing is jab, jab, straight, hook. What if it's jab, jab, push, takedown? When people think like that, the problem is they use what they're doing in a failed moment. This is what you get. This is why Wing Chun fails with so many schools, because it's Tan Pak Bong Sao, and they're standing up erect when they don't know that you're setting up for a sequence, and that's not responsible. It's just not responsible. Jason Holitz. The only thing I disagree with is I already covered this one last week. Sorry, I already covered that one last week, Jason. I appreciate that. Let me go back to this. Let me see some Facebook ones. Hang on. I'll see if there's already on Facebook. I do this every Friday. I take a little bit to go over your guys' Q&A. Where are some comments? People are quiet lately on that. The strike timing. Let me see this one. All right. Let me see a couple more. Those are I want to go after the ones that aren't that many ones that are kind of like critical right now, but the most ones again are people calling out. And again, I will talk about this again as long as I need to. The reason that I don't agree with the sparring factor is because you are disingenuous. You're teaching people. Let me put an example out there. Phil Nearing, my second teacher, has only like one YouTube video up, and it's got his wife Sharon doing chi sao, and Sharon is probably 5 foot, and it's maybe 5 seconds of a video clip. Phil's methodology for teaching us, I didn't agree with at the time, because Phil's a taller person. Phil's maybe 6'2", Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Sharon's a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu champion. She was very skilled, and Phil taught us to be in a position of safety in order to be in a position of attack. All right, take incoming energy, bong with distance, then attack. And we did a lot of backing up in his school. It just didn't work. And if you watch Sharon is 5 feet, chi-saoing with a guy who's 6 feet plus, and their distance, they chi-sao like this. Like their distance is really far because Phil wants you safe. If you watch it, she gets overwhelmed, and she's a skilled fighter. Because when you give somebody their distance, the taller person with the longer reach at a distance game, for the most part, is going to win. Mike Tyson, Lennox Lewis, we all know what happened with that. That being said, I really think that people need to understand that sparring only gives you that. Does it give you an ability to learn how to close the distance with the person you're sparring with? But then it turns into a boxing match. That's what I'm saying. Wing Chun has to be instantaneous, no hesitation, no second chance. Bridge the gap, get contact, overwhelm, ruthlessly annihilate your opponent. Can you do that as a shorter person? 100%. 100%. I think the worst, and that's just it. It's like, I don't mean to be an asshole, guys, but you want to keep fucking challenging me in my school. All right, there's that side of me that's like, let's do it. Let's just do it, because I'm so tired of this, and yeah, you will leave broken. You'll leave broken, so sign a fucking waiver. But at the same time, too, it's like, I don't have to prove myself anymore, because I know the realities of this, and we just keep teaching people wrong, and that has perpetuated a misconception about the art for what it is. So, I don't know, that's that. Again, it's a sparring concept, show us on video. There's no, if I have to show you on video, and that means I can do it, what does that mean for you? I mean, ultimately, if I beat the shit out of one of my students, right, or somebody comes into the gym and I put it up online, is that going to change your views about Wing Chun? And then all of a sudden, are you going to change your martial art and start training with me? It doesn't, and then not to mention the fact, it's what I can do. Can you do it? So that's how that goes. All right, guys, listen, thank you. This was another Q&A on Friday. We're going to do these at 1 p.m. Central, which is 2 Eastern, which is 11 Pacific. Thank you for the contributions. Appreciate that. If you guys like this, you're watching on a replay, comment replay. Comment your questions if you got any feedback on anything. I also appreciate the donations. You can hit that like button, or excuse me, hit that share button. Hit that like. You can share the video, but you can also hit that thanks button and show some love so we can keep this going. Have a great damn day, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.